them a little bit, and then I got talking to them, and they told me more about their program, and it was something that I thought that would be fun to get into.
To be honest, I don't remember. I've been in 4-H since I was 8 years old. I don't remember how I got started into it. Show pigs through 4-H. I'm in team council. I went to Capital Days, State Leadership Conference. Went to several camps. It's really great.
I was born into it. My father was an extension educator in Jefferson County. It was something I said that I would never do. Well, this is where you learn to say never, and the reason I said I'd never do it is because it seemed like he was gone all the time. Well, it's the same way with my kids. However, they seem to have grown and enjoyed the program, and they've been going since they were children, before they were old enough to go become 4-H members, and they're still actively involved in the program as well.
Well, this goes all back. Well, my dad was a 4-H'er, and previous to that, his dad was a 4-H'er. Which has just been in my family for a really long time. And my dad suggested it to my mom one day, and we got goats, got into 4-H, and here I am now.
I actually was a 4-H member myself as a child, and my mom started our 4-H club, and now I'm the leader of that 4-H club.
I found out about 4-H through my friend Dana, who went to school with me and said that there's this awesome sewing club that they needed people to join. So I went to one meeting and instantly was hooked. It was Unionville Sewing, very first club. I've been in that club for about 10 years. I recently aged out of 4-H this past year, but I've been involved with Travel Club, Buttons and Bank House, Youth Council, and Unionville Sewing.
The youth development movement that we know as 4-H began to take shape in the last decade of the 19th century. Educators then were first beginning to focus on the needs of young people. Subjects that taught boys and girls to appreciate rural life and its opportunities were encouraged. A study that took place in the 1890s called for education of the head, heart, and hands, education that was closely related to the environment in which the students lived, education about the soil, farm animals, tools, cookery, and housekeeping. School superintendents, farmers' institutes, and forward-looking individuals all over the country responded by starting out-of-school work programs with their boys and girls. The fundamental principle behind this activity was to extend agricultural education to rural young people by organizing boys and girls into clubs where they could learn by doing. No one individual or place can be credited as the founder of 4-H or the place where 4-H began. 4-H type programs began in a number of places at about the same time and were shaped by the conditions and environment of each area.
So many skills through this. I made so many friends. There's so many opportunities you're given that you won't be given any other kind of place. Like to go to the camp counselor training, state leadership conference, and even meet your state's representatives. That's just fantastic. It's like a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
It has done a tremendous amount for me. It has taught me responsibility, it has taught me leadership, it has taught me how to balance my time, it has taught me how to pick and choose between what's more important now versus what's not so important at the moment.
In my years of 4-H, I have been more involved in the community than I would have been. I was not. I've been president of Butler County Youth Council, Travel Club, Unionville Sewing. I'm also vice president, secretary, treasurer, many officers. But getting more involved in the community is something I highly recommend. If I did not get involved, I wouldn't have been able to learn about this great opportunity to promote the Big Butler Fair. It was in its 158th year last year, and I ran for Butler Fair Queen. I got Butler Fair Ambassador, but that's okay. I enjoyed my year promoting agriculture and being there whenever the Queen needed. I am going back again this year to go back for Queen. I'm hoping that I get it. But I would be happy with whatever because I'm helping my community by promoting agriculture and promoting a community event.
Just any of the fairs, they're fun. Like, you get to hang out with your friends all the time, and you get to go to these shows where you actually get to compete. And it's always good to have a nice bit of competition in there. And we have fun. There's games, camp there. Sometimes we have ice cream topping wars, which are a lot of fun there. It's just, in general, any fair is fun. It's just a great time. Everyone does.
The way that the people treat you and respect you is probably my favorite because you make so many friends so easy and everyone has the same kind of attitude toward each other.
I met lots of new people. Kids from teen council, the kids from my club, and a lot of kids from my school go through 4-H, and I know most of them by name, and I can just walk down the hall and say, no, I know their name, say their name, and they'll reply back. We're a tight family, 4-H.
I definitely want to continue 4-H, whether it's from a leader standpoint or from being the educator for a county. I think that'd be pretty interesting. If I was a leader for a club, it'd probably be through a livestock club. But being an educator for the county, that'd be a pretty cool job. An agriculture college, I'm not quite sure where at quite yet. I've looked at several different colleges. Possibly one of the ones I'm strongly looking into is Penn State. But there's a couple other colleges that I'm very interested in.
That's a little tough because we're changing, the environment's changing in terms of what our educators do and where the program is growing. My focus right now is the 4-H science team, so I am trying to roll out on a bigger basis for the state, trying to get more of our inquiry learning, getting kids to understand the passion of what it is that they want to learn and really fallen through into an in-depth study on the different projects that they would take. So most of our 4-H projects do fall into the category science, and that's my area, is trying to figure out what curriculum meets their emerging needs. So technology, the different projects that we don't have, we've still got a lot of tradition, our livestock and our cows.
I'm going to go into agriculture and 4-H, definitely put me down that path. Agriculture, Penn State, so I have to do animal science.
My future plans are, right now I'm going to apply to be a youth leader with Clarion County for the teen council, because that's the closest thing to me right now. But other than that, I plan to be a leader sometime down the road, eventually. Yes. If they can get involved at an early age, it would be better because you get a lot more out of the program. I was in it for 9 years, but I got more involved with like state leadership conference, Capital Days. Those are the two main state events other than state achievement days that I went to. But it's a once in a lifetime opportunity, basically. It is for everyone. Ages 5 through 8, we have a program called Clever Buds, which is basically like pre-4-H program. It's where they learn like basic skills to actually join the program at age 8. And then age 8 up through 18 you are actually in the program, and you can do a ton of projects and go to state events and also national.
First of all, I think they need to identify what it is that they're excited about. What is something that you want to try and learn about? And we still get the, hey, I want to learn more about animals, and that is truly part of our history. It's something that we do well, but it's even bigger than that. We have kids that are really talented in art, and some of our art and in fiber type projects and craft type projects, the kids can go anywhere they want to go with that. So, you know, it just really depends on what their passion is. I tell them we have 150 different projects. I can find something that you would be interested in, and then it's simply a matter of finding the club that fits their personality the best, and trying basically creating that social system so that the kid feels comfortable in a safe environment where they feel like they really belong. And that's almost the easy part, is trying to find a place for them to belong, because once they're in a club that clicks with them, they generally stay with it. And we've got a number of teachers in our program in Clarion where, you know, they understand what kids' needs are, so they tailor the club needs to those needs of the children.